Hey everybody, it's me, Dom. Thanks for listening to Dom's Sketchcast on iTunes and Spotify, or watching it on YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, you see a very grim image right now. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, I'll describe it to you. What you're seeing right now is an image of what's outside my door. You see, I'm in Raccoon City right now. I came here to visit my cousin in Raccoon City. I thought it was going to be a good weekend. I thought it was going to be fun. But the T and G virus broke out. The V virus being the valet virus. The 12th strain, it broke out. And now everyone in the city is going nuts. And this is a picture that I just took outside the door. I'm trapped in a pharmacy. This is week 2 of me being in the pharmacy. And if you're wondering why I don't sound like I'm hacking my lungs up or whatever, it's because I've been taking a lot of cough drops. I am infected with the T virus, and I will be turning into a tyrant or a licker or something within the next 3 hours, supposedly. But yeah, I'm holed up in this pharmacy, and the big thing I want to tell you is that this is a special episode. It's a giant-sized episode. The great guest, Beezy430, Dead End Hip Hop. Now, the thing is, the audio is kind of fucked up on this. I was getting chased around by lickers and zombies and shit, and the audio is fucked up on this right now. So I want to thank you guys for being here, and just bear with us as we're sort of figuring our shit out. The content is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're here. I think you're going to really, really enjoy this show, but I just want to let you know that that's why it's happening, all right? I've been coughing up my lungs. My laptop is just coated in blood right now and just zombie juice, all right? And that ain't a Flatbush Zombies reference. All right, folks. Shout out to Beezy. I'm about to turn into a zombie. I'll probably see him in the streets of Raccoon City once I leave this pharmacy as a fucking zombie. Patreon.com/valet. Thank you for signing up on Patreon.com/valet, which is our sponsor. Okay, on to the show.
That's the mantra, everybody. Repeat after me. I will not repeat myself. You're only going to hear that one time. You're not allowed to rewind. This is Dom's Sketchcast. My name is Dom. My name is Dominic RACCOON. I was born on January 13th, 1988. The city of Brooklyn. The New York wasteland. That's where I was raised. Our sponsor today is you. Patreon.com/valet. Patrons sponsor this podcast. Patrons make this shit possible. Patrons are the real motherfuckers. They're the true valets in this world. Patrons are people who donate on Patreon.com and who are helping us fund this studio, the equipment we have, hiring outside animators, keeping the production team going, making sure everyone's getting paid on time and fairly too. This is something I'm very passionate about, and you should be passionate about it as well. Don't forget to go on Patreon.com/valet and look at the little tiers we have. Look at the little cute new art I put up there with the gifts and the stuff you might get, like pins, all right, original sketches, original art from me, signed posters. We got stuff coming up. We got work in progress blogs, audio blogs of me just talking in a very non-entertaining, boring fashion about the guts. You want to know about the guts and the technical aspect of what I fucking do every fucking day? You want to know?
Turn into Christian Bale for a second.
You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? Sign on to Patreon.com. Alright, I'll do this voice if you go on there. You motherfucker. There's a trope. You guys don't know what a trope is? Now's a really good time to learn that, because I'm going to use that word a lot in the future. So, there's a trope where it's like a mechanic. It's a storytelling mechanic that is used visually, where in sci-fi, actually no, it's sci-fi or fantasy. When you're going from one realm to another, it could be light speed, it could be traveling to a different realm. It's like the portal. It looks, but it's not just a stationary portal. It's the moving portal. It's like here's a good example. In Thor, when he goes through when they're beamed down, like what it looks like when you're inside of it. Also, when you're in like Star Trek, when you're in warps, when you're inside warp speed, and you look outside and that shit is like right. It's like all fucked up and shit. When you're in light speed in Star Wars and everything goes like whatever that is, I want to know what that's called. Any guesses from Downhill Media? What is that thing?
I got nothing.
Okay. That's acceptable. In the comments, if you have no fucking clue, also type in I have no fucking clue. You can also go on tvtropes.com probably and figure out whatever that thing is. But that's after the show. I was having a conversation with Downhill Media, Ryan, earlier about meeting Bryan Cranston, meeting people who you're really enamored by, just love their work. And he was in the middle of telling me this beautiful story, and I was like, stop! Downhill Media, stop it. Everything's content. Let's record this.
So I was attending the premiere of Trumbo. Have you seen that? It's okay. The quality of the film we can talk about later, but I saw it in.
you know what that means. Yeah. He's not trying to say that shit was hot garbage.
Back in 2015, I was attending the premiere to sort of write about it for like a college class. And I had a good friend, and she got me into the premiere with Bryan Cranston and the director attending. Okay. And so afterwards, everyone was sort of like schmoozing around, and he was kind of on his way out, and he just talked to a couple people and like taking photos. And he and his like security people were on their way out, and they actually they looked at me and they were like, "Okay, yeah, no more photos, like back up." And I realized like, okay, in this moment, like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna go back and say like I had a chance to meet like one of my favorite actors in like one of my favorite shows? Yeah. And I just didn't say anything. So Bryan Cranston for a minute kind of looks back and like makes eye contact with me. Ooh. And I was like, "Oh, Mr. Cranston," and I like immediately was like, "Okay, I have to do it."
How tingly were you?
I was like so nervous because like my friends that I was with, they like could not do it. Like they were like further behind me, and they were just like, yeah, and he's right there, and I was like, "Oh, Mr. Cranston." He was like, "Oh, hey," and I'll take. And the security looked fucking pissed at me. But he was just like, "No, I can talk to them." And so I just talked a little bit about and said like, "Yeah, I'm a film student at this university, and like I want to direct and write and make shorts and stuff." And we kind of had we had a pretty brief conversation, but we got a photo afterwards, and it was really cool just to get to meet him even for that brief moment. It was just like, man, you never know, I might not get that chance again. So, but it's definitely like leading up to it. It's a weird experience, even just because me and my friends like standing around and just seeing him in our general proximity. Because like I don't want him to think like, I don't know. I think we were just talking about this before. Like you don't want this person that you look up to, you don't want them to see like, oh God, there's these like weird like fans who just like are obsessed with me, who want to meet me. You want to see them as like equal in a way. Like, hey, this is just, this guy, he's very well known. He has a lot more money than me, but at the end of the day, like he goes to bed and shits like we all do. You know what I mean? Like we shouldn't. I try to look at it in that way, so it's not as hard. Weird, but it is hard.
When you really admire someone, it's so difficult because they made a difference in your life. And now they're right in front of you. Yeah. And it's like you want them to know to some extent, or it's like it's in your body, like the shakes, because you're just like they don't realize how they affected your life.
Yeah, even meeting Fantano last year for the first time was a little bit like that. Was a little bit like that because it was like holy shit. I've watched this guy's stuff for so many years, and like seeing him in person was just like, oh shit. Like there were some people who were just so fucking nervous in that line. And I was, to be honest, I was a little nervous too. And this was after he commented on Artsplained and stuff too. So I was just like, holy fuck. This is going to be like, that's going to kind of change the conversation too. And it's interesting. Do you have any experiences like that where you've met someone that you've really admired and like
myself, bro? When I look in the fucking mirror in the morning, I get nervous. I'm like, yo, who that? Oh my God, it's me. And, I'm so nervous to meet you. I dap myself up in the mirror. I reach into the mirror and we shake hands. I'm like, hey, yo, it's me. And then he's nervous to meet me too because it's my reflection. I'm like, oh shit, we're both nervous. It's pretty dumb. Have I had that? Neil Gaiman when I interviewed him, that was like, I think that was one of the moments where I still to this day, it's like, I know I did that, but I feel like it was someone else who did it. I talked to him for an hour, uninterrupted. An hour. This is like, it's absurd.
Yeah.
It's absurd to get that level of opportunity, and he doesn't realize it, but like, not only did he change my perception of storytelling and creativity before I met him, but after talking to him, it took me to another level, to the point where it took me, I didn't realize how deeply he affected me until like 2 years later. Maybe I should explain that. So, you can see this right now at the end of the Neil Gaiman interview I did. I created the room idea and the interview format and the animation format to impress Neil Gaiman. That's why I made the idea of, oh yeah, make a room and animate whatever ideas it had. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, boom. And after that, at the end of the interview, he goes, I hope you let me out of my little light room. I hope you let me out someday. I remember thinking, that's a little strange how he said that. No one says that. No one, to him, it was almost like a very polite way of saying it. He's like, not a prisoner, but sort of like, you have the control. Like, I'm in the room. Like, you put me in here.
Yeah.
And I'm it's like I took like a shard of him and just put it in there. And to me, it sort of implied that I was in control of it. Like, I'm the custodian of this place. It's very Sandman-ish when I think about it. Have you read Sandman?
Dude, we talked about this. I still haven't read Sandman.
I'm supposed to get you volume 1 or something, right?
Yeah, dude, if you give it to me, I will read it. I will absolutely read it.
Listen, it is mind-blowing. But he said that to me, and it took me 2 years to really think about what that means for him to still be in that room. And because occasionally, every time I think about him, I'm like, I left him in there. And he's still in there. There's a part of his brain that's still in this room. And I'll give you guys a little insight into some of the future DSC things I'll be doing. But like, in Valet Fair, I had this building. I don't even know if I even told you this. Have I told you this?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I have this building I need to get inside of. Okay.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of rooms in there. And in my head, Neil Gaiman's in one of these rooms that's inside of this building. But I've created this framework for myself that started with Neil Gaiman of like, there are all kinds of rooms in this building. There are all kinds of realms that I'm responsible for exploring. Some people will be trapped in their rooms. Some people will be comfortable in theirs. And they'll determine that. But I think it's my duty to sort of shine like a flashlight on it and just keep them clean and just figure out whatever's in there. But he kicked all that off with just a sentence. That was just him, like, that's like a throwaway. This dude is just oozing like brilliant ideas, like just by breathing.
That's really cool. I never knew the idea came from Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I think it was like out of necessity. It was like, how do I get back to that? How do I get back to his room? Like, okay, well, are there other rooms? Like, okay, well, maybe I should have one. How do I link these together? But I was very nervous talking to him. I remember mentioning it at some point, and I will release that video in the future probably. But yeah, I had like a period of 5 minutes where I was talking about the nervousness and like faking it, and he's like, "You're faking it well." He's like, "Yeah, you seem very." He's like, "You're very confident in this moment. You're great. You're fine." But I was just like looking at him on Skype, and he's looking at me, and he has no clue what he's done for me. Yeah, that was one. I think in the future, Victoria Legrand from Beach House is, if we're talking about top nervousness, her and Alex from Beach House, I think if I meet them, Tyler the Creator, I think he was another one. Yeah, that would be like Daniel Kaluuya, because I think he'll be like looking in front of a weird sort of mirror in a way. And to look at Daniel, I'd be nervous as shit. Like Keith Stanfield.
And now I present to you the conversation I had with Beezy. This is maybe the third or fourth time he's been on this show. Beezy is always an amazing guest, and this conversation was no exception. We talked a lot about Resident Evil, horror stuff, as we always do, and a little bit of sports. This episode was recorded before the Super Bowl happened, so we, at this point, are going into the Super Bowl. For you sports fans, people who don't like sports, listen to that shit anyway because it's fire. It's very funny. Great conversation with an excellent friend, good guy, Beezy. Love this shit. Don't forget to follow him on all the socials, and I'll catch you after the interview. We're going to answer some questions on this show. All right, let's get into it. Hey there, can you introduce yourself for the people?
What up, this your boy Beezy430, 1/5 of Dead End Hip Hop, and 1/5 of Dead End Gaming, and 1/5 of Dead End Sports. So yeah, Beezy430 again, 430 as what they say in the video game. That's another story for another day.
You're also like 1/5 of yourself. You're like Voldemort with the Horcruxes. You like Harry Potter?
Yeah. Hell yeah, fuck with Harry Potter. Me and Modest Media. Shout out to Modest Media. He's in there recording too. Me and him are like the huge Harry Potter fans in the Dead End crew. Like, they look at us like we crazy because they like, man, I know y'all was huge Harry Potter fans. Like, hell yeah. Me and him saw the last 3 movies together.
Damn, that's awesome.
That's how huge Harry Potter fans we are.
You know, the thing about Harry Potter is, like, I just wish that she got more deep with the technicalities of magic, because I feel like Harry Potter, as much as I love it, it just feels like a very surface level magic system. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like we like anime. Like, in anime, they get deep into that shit.
Yeah, but you know what? And it's fun, and I'm disappointed in myself. I've never read the Harry Potter books too, and I'm pretty sure. Have you read the books?
Yeah, but it's still not that technical.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm about to say, I didn't know if she deep dive into books, or because I always felt like I felt slighted by not reading the books, because there's only so much you can put in movies.
Yeah, but what I would love to see is, like, I know I've been having this thought lately of, like, so let's say Voldemort took over the UK and he was like, all right, now it's time to go over to Africa or South America. As soon as he sets foot onto the shore, it's like, look, we heard what you were doing over there. Not happening here, dude. It's chain his ass down, like, immediately, like, because, like, you get such a if magic exists in that world, you're just getting a tiny portion of. It's like European magic system. And I went on some rant about this at a party because that's what I do. But, like, yeah, the European magic system is like, you hold a stick and you go flabbity-doo, and, like, magic comes out of it. But you look at more like African-based stories on magic, it's like, I think it's a lot more connection with, like, deities and the earth, and, like, communing with things, and, like, bargaining and trading, which I always loved.
Yep, that is so true. So true.
I just want to see more of that.
Dude, man,
go ahead.
I think at some point for a couple of months, you was playing this game the same time I was playing it, Nier Automata. What you think?
Yeah, my boy Wabi put me onto that, and he was like, he's obsessed with that game because he's like, dude, there's like 5 endings, and you gotta keep going through the ending. But I couldn't beat one ending.
Oh no,
dude, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not into it that much.
Come on, stop.
I don't know how to like
stop.
The gameplay the gameplay is fun, but I'm just not compelled. You know that feeling of not being compelled? I don't know.
You telling me this game didn't hold your attention?
Dude, listen. I just got Pascal's Village. I think they're in trouble, and, like, that's where I stopped. I was like, fuck this shit.
Pascal?
I did help. I didn't hurt any of them. I felt very sympathetic. I was like, I will not hurt.
So pretty much, you're still playing as 2B.
Yeah, I'm 2B still. Dude, what? Just okay. Sell it to me.
You're missing. This story on this game is incredible, especially once you tap into 9S and what's the other chick? What's her name? Oh my God.
The chick on the ship?
No. Oh my God, what is her name? Because 9S is the guy. what is the other person name? Oh my god! I forgot that. She's actually more of a badass than 2B, to be honest.
2B, because 2B is awesome. I didn't know that.
Wait till you, man, I'm about to look it up. Nah, it's killing me. I'm telling you, if you complete these stories, everything comes. You have to
Oh my god, you sound just like him. You guys are like, you gotta get the 5 endings. Like, oh my god.
Yes, man, because everything comes in full circle. You can't just be like, oh yeah, 2B, I'm at this part, and then that's it. You have to play this.
I don't know.
This. I'm playing this.
I'm getting chewed out on my own show, dog. Maybe I gotta do. Listen, well, as you're looking that up, I will tell you, I'm playing Resident Evil 7 right now. So that's like caught my attention.
Okay, yeah, I'm playing. I've already completed 3 scenarios on Resident Evil 2 remake.
Ooh,
Resident Evil guy. Like I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Like I've been a Resident Evil fan since '96 on PS1. So,
that is awesome, man.
So for them to and this Resident Evil 2 is my favorite Resident Evil game out of the entire series. So
that is insane for you to say that.
For them to remake this game. You know, for folks that follow me on Dead End Gaming, y'all know my excitement for this game and how I've been ready to play this game. The game came out Friday, Dime. I've already beat this game 3 times in 3 different scenarios in this Tuesday. So
what is it about this game that is so like that has you so like enraptured? Like what about this series?
I think this particular series is dope because you have 2 main characters, which is Leon and Claire.
Yeah.
And you gotta think about this too. This was back in PlayStation, so you gotta think this was in '98. This game came out in '98, Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
For them to have you play as one character, y'all both, the storyline, they both get separated in a truck crash, and the streets is full of zombies. They're in Raccoon City, so you start off one side. They both get separated at the very beginning. So if you playing as Leon, you're playing his whole entire scenario. But when you beat his scenario, you still have to play as Claire and get her perspective throughout the entire scenario as well. So like you're playing as Leon, you bump into Claire, hey, something. But when you playing as Claire, you get to see what's going on her side of the story. So like that to come out on PlayStation to be that complex in the storyline at that time was amazing. Oh yeah, and the character I'm seeing on there is A2.
A2, okay, I've never seen her.
Play with A2, you're gonna be like 2B. Because A2 is awesome, man. I'm telling you, you have to play this game. But yeah, Resident Evil, I think this game was it kind of set off the whole enemy chasing you throughout the entire game and Mr. X Tyrant because they with in Resident Evil 3 with Nemesis. That's the guy that with the big rocket launcher that yells stars.
Like stars, yeah.
Resident Evil 2 kind of started that whole, hey, I'm going to have this guy chase you throughout the entire game. The storyline was crazy because they kind of tapped into how when the T-Virus of Resident Evil 1 was finished, how William Birkin and Albert Wesker, who was originally on Resident Evil 0, which was a prequel, they kind of kept the disaster going. So, like, yeah, this game is amazing, man. And for them to remake it, like, from, last time we saw Resident Evil 2 was PlayStation 1 graphics. So for them to make it in this current generation, man, like, it's so amazing. So when you finish part 7, I think the graphics on 7 is amazing. 2 is just, they use the same engine. They're using the same engine from Resident Evil 7 on this Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh, except over the shoulder. But it's not, can you roundhouse kick the shit out of somebody, or they took the fighting elements out?
Yeah, they took the fighting elements out because you thinking what
RE4 Leon was like, come at me, dude. I'll fucking kick you off a damn building, beat the shit. And in 5, it got worse. With Chris was giving body shots. He was literally punching people to death. Yeah. What was like? Now explain 5 and 5 was okay, but 6, what the fuck happened, man? No one and people.
Okay, and this is coming from a huge Resident Evil series fan.
Right.
6 is by far the most disappointing out of the entire story. The only cool thing about Resident Evil 6 was finally seeing Leon and Chris kind of hash off their differences or like kind of find.
Yeah.
Because they always been like the main characters in the early Resident Evil games. Chris and Jill was the main characters in the first one, and Leon and Claire, which is also Chris's younger sister, was the main characters in the second one. So to finally see Leon and Chris kind of like okay, so you the guy. Like, so
Yeah.
like, that was the only cool thing about it. And see Ada fine ass again. That was cool to see her again. And that 6 was so disappointing. How the hell Wesker has a son? And
because he was smashing, dude. What the fuck you think he's doing in between those games, dude? Wesker's got to get it in.
like, how the story arc for Wesker having a son, that was lame. Sherry, all of a sudden, who was the daughter of William Birkin, who was a little girl on Resident Evil 2, she's kind of grown up now. Her story arc was kind of lame. Everything was just that whole series was lame. Even Ada, which was a DLC part of the game, her story arc was lame. So it was just 6 was the worst. 5, you know, 5 I got a lot of backlash because of the you know, them taking place in Africa, and you know, you got a white protagonist guy shooting off black people.
They had Sheva in there. Sheva was hot, dude.
Sheva was hot too. Yeah, Sheva. You had the resurgence of Jill, but like I think at that time Resident Evil go through a more action based and less type game because it kind of
right.
Started with Resident Evil 4.
4 just blew the hinges off. That game was just incredible, even if you didn't like it.
Zombie, they went away from, oh shit, I got one herb and I got like
yeah.
They like 4, they went away from that and they started going more action oriented, you know, so like with 4, a lot of people that's younger than me, they love 4. That's their favorite. It's not my favorite. I still love that game, but the reason why I don't like 4 is that it spawned off like 2-3 more horrible Resident Evil games. Like, cause they start.
Oh yeah.
And I like survival. I like the fact that, oh shit, I only got 5 shotgun bullets and I got like 6 magnum bullets and I need to beat this big ass boss and survive. Like, I like that survival element of. They did a good job with Resident Evil 7. I don't know how far are you into Resident Evil now.
I'm fighting the mother right now with the fucking bees, dude.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell is going. That game is creepy as shit.
And that's why I like with Resident Evil 7, because they knew they effed up with 5 and 6, so they knew to come back. I forgot the name of the guy they brought back, the Japanese guy they brought back.
Oh, what?
That whole survival creepy element back to Resident Evil. It
feels like the first game.
You said what?
It really feels like the first game, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. And see, they went away from that with Resident Evil 4 and 5 and 6. So they know what they had to do with part 7, man. I'm so glad they brought that element. Let me know, like, keep me updated on where you at, because I don't want to spoil it for you, because I can pretty much tell you every single game, from what you got to do, what's going to happen, what boss you're going to fight.
Damn, I didn't even know. I knew you were into it. I didn't know you liked it like that. What about Revelations? You played those?
Yeah, I played Revelations.
I loved Revelations 2. I love that game.
Revelations 2 was good because you saw Barry, which is another Resident Evil 1 character that we hadn't seen in a long time.
The little girl sucked. Her parts were terrible.
I didn't like her story arc, but it was cool to play with Barry. Like, it was cool to finally have a Resident Evil and play with Barry. You know, you always see the corny voice acting and all that stuff. So it was kind of cool to finally like play with Barry. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see Claire again. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the Revelations 1 with Jill, that was also pretty dope, because you saw Jill and Chris, they kind of teamed back up together for the first time since Resident Evil 1. So Revelations game was cool. Don't even play Resident Evil Survivor and Resident Evil Dead Aim. Those are first person like
Dead Aim.
Time Crisis. They're like Time Crisis of Resident Evil. Horrible spin-off games. Don't ever touch those. Don't play those. But Revelations are probably the best spin-off Resident Evil games that they made. Umbrella Chronicles and Dark Side Chronicles, not so much. If you want something simple, just shoot them, bang, bang. No puzzles. Play Umbrella Chronicles and Dark Side Chronicles. But the best spin-off games was Revelations 1 and 2, easily, by far.
Damn. I gotta ask you this. Before we get into more technical Resident Evil talk, we gotta establish something, Beezy.
Okay.
You and I are not in physical space right now. We're talking over the airwaves. We're talking over the fucking internet. We're not in the same room. So I want to change that. Beezy, I'm gonna do something special for you, because this thing just fucking came into my brain. I've been making rooms for people who come on my show. Everybody has a room. It's like a hotel. You know, it's a place you can come back to anytime we have a conversation. For you specifically, though, I think you need something special. I think what you need, Beezy, is a safe room. I want to know what your room looks like in Raccoon City. What's in your safe room? Whenever you burst into a room, you've been getting licked up by lickers, shot at, chased and shit. The tyrant is after you. What does it look like when you're in the room where you can save? What do you save on? What's in the storage container? Like, just describe the safe room for me.
Okay, so my save room, what I can save off of, I'm gonna have my MacBook and my machine beat maker on the side. That's what I can save off of.
Okay.
I can save my files off there. I'm gonna have my revival for my health is gonna be cran apple and cran grape.
What? I'm not accepting this. I'm not. You just pour it on your arm like Ethan.
That's
You said cran apple. Come on. All right. Go on.
and cran grape. That's the.
Oh my fucking god.
I am a gun owner, so I do own a gun or two. So I have you have in the safe. You're gonna have an additional 45 Smith & Wesson, and you're gonna have a Glock 9 in the safe. And I'm gonna have some. I got some apples too. That's like the cran apple is like my health
First aid.
Yep.
First aid ointment.
My herbs is like my apple.
The apples are herbs. Okay.
Strawberries.
Yeah.
Lemons. So that's like my herbs. And what else? In the safe room. And bullets. I gotta have ammo. I gotta have bullets. I gotta have bullets in my stash so I can fight off these lickers and tyrants and all these zombies and hunters and stuff that's coming after me. That's it.
Okay, there's one more thing you need. I'm curious about. It doesn't have to be in your room, but in the Resident Evil 1 and 2 formula, correct me if I'm wrong, each character has a support item. They have flashbangs or a knife or like you know what I mean?
And so what's my support item?
Yeah.
My support item.
Someone like the zombies got you. They're about to just take a chunk out of you. What is the thing that you use to like?
I was trying to think of something weird, but I guess I named something that I actually have is a stun gun. A stun gun.
You have one?
Yeah, I have a stun gun.
Jesus Christ, man.
I have a stun gun and I have 2 pistols.
Oh my god.
I'm not. Look, I don't want people to think like, "Damn, what are you doing? You a drug dealer?" No, like it's just strictly for safety. I keep it for safety, just for safety reasons. That's all. My dad always tell me it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So yeah.
I mean, when that Raccoon City shit jumps off in Atlanta,
be ready. I'm gonna definitely be ready. That's gonna be in my safe room. You're gonna eat nutritious fruit. You're gonna have good cranberry juices and stuff to drink and stuff, and then I got bullets and I got ammo to keep us safe. So
I'll tell you something though, Matt. I don't like. How do I put this? H.P. Lovecraft, yes, racist piece of garbage, but his concept of sanity breakdown was revolutionary, and I feel like it's so slept on. The fact, how is it that these characters in Resident Evil games are running through these hallways, seeing creatures that will they have they're these naked mutants with tongues that are fucking 20 feet long, and then in the fucking next 5 minutes he's making a joke to Ada and he's like, man, I'm trying to get laid. Are you out of your how are these people not pissing themselves and screaming constantly?
Right, you just got finished running from a 50-foot alley in a suit.
Yeah.
And then you up there, you meet up with Ada and you up there joking with her. I'm like, okay, in my mind, I'm thinking
oh, he's just screaming.
Last thing I'm thinking about, they not even breathing hard. Their adrenaline is not even rushing. They just getting off the ladder. Hey, Ada, so are you that so we can stop this Jeep?
What the?
I'm thinking about that. My mind is Ada, did you see what the fuck I was just running from? What is going on here? Why is it zombies every time I go up the steps? Why am I going in this fighting this orange red glob looking thing that's spitting poisonous little alien face huggers at me? Damn near look like. It's what's it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how they make these characters seem so cool under pressure. And I know someone like me, I'm pretty sure someone like you or anybody that we know would be talking and saying some completely different things in a zombie crisis where you got creatures besides zombies eating you up.
I'd be like Little Rel from Bird Box. You remember that?
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah, I would.
What the fuck?
He showed the real. Look, he showed the of us.
I know. It's just,
and that was so perfect, man. Because I'm gonna tell. If I see something that's like naked and you see his brains and you said a 20-foot tongue, dude, I just don't know how I react. I can't be as calm as Chris and Leon. I'm sorry, I just can't be as calm as that. You know, one thing I would have liked if they at least added. Shiva was a cool black character, but I wish they would have added like a black male character in one of these Resident Evil games. That would have been kind of dope to see. Like, just, you know, some type of hero in one.
Dude, someday the Japanese will realize how deeply I'm gonna put on. This is kind of a tinfoil hat theory of mine. Like, I really think that the Japanese culturally, in terms of entertainment, and Black Americans have a lot in common. Like, there's some real like crossover there. There's a lot, like, because, you know, Black people fucking love anime, dude. Any Black dude you meet.
Hey, and we love martial arts. Like,
yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is, and I'm Haitian, so I mean, like, it's the same. I'm telling you, it's like cross culturally. Like, just every Black family, every Haitian family, you got kung fu tapes in the basement.
Yep.
They love the story of the guy who's like, you beat the shit out of me, and it makes sense when you think about it. You beat the shit out of me, and now I trained, and now I got my foot on your neck, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, that is true. I mean, that's always, even growing up in Detroit, like, it's always been like some staple in the hood. Like, you're gonna find dudes that's gonna have their stash of movies, and it's gonna, you know, Harlem Nights, Coming to America. You know the typical Black movie.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some porno stash, and then you're gonna see some martial art flicks. Like, you're gonna see a gang of martial arts flicks, and I think that's why Wu-Tang kind of like good too, because they show like the Black hoods love martial art movies. Like, that it showed, and it showed that in hip hop as well. Like, that's what's so crazy. It's crazy that you mentioned that. Yeah, it is some type of, it's a huge crossover there. Like, they have to pick that up. They have to.
If they did, I think they would find a really strong ally culturally in specifically in Black Americans if they made more anime and video game characters who looked like us and were respectable. I mean, like, I can think of some off the top of my head. Like, I'm replaying FF7 and thinking about Barrett, and like how when I was a kid, I guess it wasn't something I was thinking about very consciously, but it was definitely like, like, they put a Black dude in here, and he is basically Mr. T, but it was kind of like, okay, that's cool that they at least put one in here, like, acknowledge us. You know what I'm saying? Because it goes a long way. Because I think it'll come back somehow. I think there are rewards for doing that sort of thing. But like, what other angle would you want to see the Resident Evil franchise go to?
Well,
we've been in and out of Raccoon City, you know.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, man, like, and I tweeted this a couple of days ago by me just as I was playing Resident Evil, as I'm still playing Resident Evil 2 remake. I would like to see them remake Nemesis. Like, you know, I've always been harsh on remakes when it comes to movies. You know, probably with the exception of It, but like I want them to remake Nemesis, because Nemesis was definitely a fun game when it came out for PS1 back in '99, and I think what I'm seeing from Resident Evil 2 remake, how amazing this game looked, and how like Mr. X, the tyrant that's following you throughout this game, I cannot imagine how scary Nemesis can look with with today's graphics on these systems.
Yeah,
him yelling stars at you, and he runs at you. Mr. X, that's on Resident Evil 2, he doesn't run, he just walks pretty fast. But Nemesis haul ass. He's so like, I cannot imagine that dynamic with the graphics. That's what I want them to see. Like if you ask me what I want them to see, where I want them to go from Resident Evil 7, because that's the latest story arc right now, is Resident Evil 7, the game that you're playing.
Right.
I don't want them to. I still want them to stay with what made them Resident Evil. To give me that survival, creepy, scare me around the corner. Me personally, I like the first person view, which Resident Evil 7 gave you. But I like what Resident Evil 2 remake is doing. They're giving you that literally over the shoulder camera view of you playing a game, and which is dope too. Whenever you get a chance to play Resident Evil 2 remake, when a zombie comes on you and like if he bites you on the side, they did a good job of like changing the camera angle and you seeing the zombie like literally taking a chunk out of your shoulder, of your neck or whatever. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
it's dope. It's so dope. Like even if you don't play it anytime soon, just go on YouTube and like look up videos when someone's getting bitten by a zombie on Resident Evil 2 Remake, and like the camera, how they changed the camera angle, the shot in this game is so amazing, man. Like I want them to remake Nemesis. Like as a diehard OG Resident Evil fan, I don't really care what they do as far as keeping up from Resident Evil 7 story arc. Give me some of the remakes. Give me remake Nemesis and remake Code Veronica, and at that point I would be happy. Like you can do whatever you want after that.
You don't need to see Zero with Billy and Rebecca.
You know, yeah, those games was on some good. I mean, I got Zero on my PlayStation 4, and like I was playing it like last month, and I was like, damn, like this game still looks good. Like it still, even though it came out during the GameCube, PlayStation 2 era, but it still looks good. Like the graphics still looks pretty good. Like it don't look like, oh yeah, this came out 20 years ago. Like it doesn't look like a game that almost came out 20 years ago when I played Resident Evil 0. Like. So when I look at it, I'm like, damn, this looks good. But PlayStation, the Resident Evil Nemesis and 2, yeah, they had to give that game a facelift.
They're kind of blocky.
Yeah, they all blocky and stuff. So with this one, man, whenever you get a chance to, I wish you lived here in Atlanta, because I'd be like, look, you can just borrow my Resident Evil 2 until, that's how we used to do back in the day. Whenever your friends, you used to buy, whichever friend brought a game, the whole crew was going to end up borrowing it at some point. So they're like, cool, I don't need to buy it. Like, I'm about to borrow my homeboys one, or you walk over to his house and just play it whenever you want to, because it's like his house was your house anyway. So, yeah, dude, Resident Evil 2 is amazing, man. You have to play that game.
I will, trust me, I will. And like you raised an interesting point about the social nature of like when we were kids and trading games, just going over people's houses. Like I feel like kids are probably, I don't know what it's like for kids now, but it's like I feel weird even calling my friends just to chat for no reason now. I feel like, because no one wants to, like, if you call someone for no reason, they're like, what? Like, what do you want? They like, if you call someone, they think you need something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, or like there's some kind of emergency, when in reality, it could be just like, you just want to, like, just blab or whatever. But it's like,
because that's back in the day.
I know, but it's so different. It's like, it's all texting now.
Yeah. You know, damn, you make a good point, because now, with a lot of my best friends back in Michigan, like, yeah, we used to talk and talk shit, talk about girls, talk about sports, talk about whatever, movies. And it's like now we have this group. You ever heard of an app called GroupMe?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the group chat. Everyone does that.
All 9 of us are in the GroupMe app, and like, I can't remember the last time I actually like picked up the phone and talked to one of them on the phone. Like, besides going back home or them coming here and we kicking it, seeing them in person, I've never picked up the phone and be like, hey man, what's going on? So about those Pistons, like we never phone. And I mean, these are friends I've known since I was 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, yeah, it's like you said, it's nothing for us to talk on the phone or chat about bullshit or whatever. But now, I can honestly tell you, I cannot remember the last time I picked up the phone and like talk to my best friends and be like,
it's weird.
Yeah, I know, but it's weird. But at the same time, it feels normal, me picking up my phone and going on the GroupMe app and like talking shit in the GroupMe app. Like that feels normal now. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
How that picking up the phone feels weird, but texting them in GroupMe is normal. That's amazing to me. And two of them are coming down here this Thursday. For the Super Bowl weekend. That's why I had to reschedule. That's why I was like, can we reschedule Tuesday? I forgot about they was coming down.
Oh yeah. I'm not a big sports fan, but I mean, I'm so fascinated by the Patriots and Tom Brady, just from I know every.
No, you know what? That's one thing I do respect about, like, for you not being a super sports fan, you still in the know. Like you.
I try, man. I have friends who are smarter than me, and I just
because I know people who's not in the sports and be like, I can't name a player outside of LeBron James. They'd be like,
oh shit,
can't be that. I mean, I understand, like, but like at least with you don't like sports, but we can still have a conversation about sports, like casually, easily, and
oh, cool.
And you're not even a sports guy like that, but I can't do that with Mike. Like, I can't do it with Mike.
Oh, yeah. But Mike would just shut it down. He'd be like, dude, I don't want to talk about this, man. I don't want to talk about it.
Like, at least you don't shut it down, even though I know you're not a fan of it. But you still be like, oh, yeah, I'm intrigued by this. Or I'm intrigued by Tom Brady. Or what's going on with Steph Curry. Or what's this about? Like, you're still intrigued by it. So, yeah.
There are things... Yeah, there are things to learn. To me, these athletes, they kind of represent something. I think I come at it from a different angle, where I look at someone like Serena Williams, and you just say that name, and like these people are really embodying the best qualities that we want in ourselves. Like they're representing, like they represent the best of us, and like that's kind of like we invest so much in the teams and these people, and like that's what's so fascinating to me about like people walking around with a shirt that says like Irving on the back of it, and like what does that mean? Like what are we trying to say when we put jerseys on and that sort of stuff? Because I think that's fascinating no matter if you like sports or not. I mean, there's some amazing strange shit happening at sporting events in terms of choosing colors, choosing a team, and what that means. Like for instance, a Patriots fan, I'm thinking about this now. I sound like a sports pundit. When you think about the average Patriots fan,
I love it, man. I mean, this is what I go through with Ken and Ralph when we do Dead in Sports, so I love it. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna pick on them. These are motherfuckers who like they've been winning forever. And when I see a guy who's like, I'm a Patriots fan, and he puts up the #1 sign, and like what are you so happy about? As much as I said I love Tom, like, I mean, I'm fascinated by Tom Brady, and he's probably the best ever. Like, when I see a Patriots fan, I'm like, there's got to be a part of you that's like, you just been coasting. You just like, you must love that you guys can't be beat right now, but like, you don't understand the suffering of like Redskins. Like, we suck. We suck, dude.
My Lions, we suck too. My Detroit Lions is like,
we're trash.
If I could have one of Patriot success, I'm a happy man. Like, as a lifelong Detroit Lions fan, dude, I'm you right. Oh man, you right. You just thought, oh man, yeah. Like, why are you putting up the #1? Aren't you?
It's like, what are we so happy about?
Happy about?
Yeah, it's us, man. They're the Pats, and like I get it, it's their team, but there has to be a part of them that's like, man, the Patriots haven't been smacked down. Like they're not like, I don't know. I'll put it to you this way: you have a fan and a team that hasn't done jack shit. Like, let's say the Lions win the Super Bowl next year. You guys will probably burn down Michigan, right?
Burn. Not just the city. The whole state is burning down. Burn, and you know, I'm flying back home. I'm down.
You jump out the fucking plane like Just Cause.
Burn down this damn state together, cause yeah, you so right, Dom. We are going to burn that state down if we was to ever win it. Hell, not even win it, but just even playing it. If we even make it to the Super Bowl, we kind of tearing shit up already. But if we win it, that you might as well wipe Michigan off the map. Just wipe it off. Wipe it off.
I mean, you look at a place like Philly last year, and I think, see, I don't know this. You can confirm or deny. Like, are Patriots fans, what are their celebrations like? You know what I mean? Like, what is that in comparison to a Philly Super Bowl win, a Saints, Pistons Lions Super Bowl win? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that they're that they're not excited about it, but
on a snobbiness, like it's snobby. It's coming from a snobby place sometimes. It's like where it's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna win. Of course, we're gonna win. What you expect it to be? We're not gonna be anything less. Yeah, he's the greatest ever. We have Coach Bill Belichick, who has the greatest system. Of course we're gonna win. I love when guys, they try to act like, oh, I like it when teams they pick up against us because it's us against the world. It's the Patriots against the world. It's like, shut up. It's like, shut up. Let us some of the less. It's almost like the rich getting richer. You know what I'm saying? It's like see, the like back when you see the Lakers and stuff win championships. It's like, okay, the rich getting richer. Y'all got this whole multi-billion-dollar salary. Y'all can pay all these superstar guys to play with. But a team like Detroit or a team like Philadelphia, where we blue collar, we value on like team play and not having the superstar quality and still winning. It's like, get out of here, y'all coming from a rich get richer place. So that's what it feels like most of the time, or all the time.
Is there any part of you that is disgusted by the rampant consumerism in the Super Bowl, just looking at the commercials and being like, like the Super Bowl is the epicenter of American consumerism. Like the commercials, like it is that's like the biggest event where they know they have your eyeballs. So like, is it like, are you really critical of the commercials and what it's like the infrastructure surrounding like the presentation of the sporting event? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, like I get it. I mean, of course, at the end of the day, it's all about the money. But yeah, it's just like what cities do. Because this is actually my second time living in a city that the actual city is hosting a Super Bowl. Because I was I was back and forth from living in Detroit still. I was getting ready to move down here. But I was living in Detroit still when Detroit hosted Super Bowl back in 2006. And just to see stuff like, okay, so y'all didn't do, man, you should have saw like the stuff they was doing in neighborhoods near Mercedes-Benz, like neighborhoods that they wouldn't touch.
Okay.
Oh, man, I mean, everything was looking sparkling clean, presentation, like stuff that they know that the city would have never paid attention to when it comes to like somewhat middle to lower class folks.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they try to soup stuff up and hey, you got company. Let's put all this trash up in the closet. Like that's the type of feel I get from see stuff like this, especially by me experiencing it twice, experiencing it in Detroit and now experiencing it here, living in Atlanta by they having it here, and it's just like, oh hey, let's hey, it's some homeless people, let's just sweep them up. Let's move just for the week or 2 weeks, and then until the Super Bowl is over, and then we can just bring them back here, and the city's gonna look like shit within the next 2 or 3 weeks after the Super Bowl is passed. So it's just like that part I don't like, but of course I know it's all about money, it's all about corporate sponsorships and all that stuff. What I do find interesting though is that Pepsi is pretty much one of the main sponsors for Super Bowl. We live in Atlanta. That's like the home of Coca-Cola. Like this is like,
I didn't know that.
This is like, yeah, this is where Coca-Cola was originated from. That's why if you ever come back here and if you ever go to the world of Coca-Cola, yeah, Coca-Cola is like originated here. Like people here, like original Atlanta AT-aliens, they despise Pepsi. Like they be like, like if you go to someone's party or barbecue or something, and if you have a 6-pack of Pepsi, they're gonna look at you like you're bringing needles of AIDS. Like they're gonna be like,
wait,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He just went from 0 to 1,000.
And you down. I work with some guys that's like born and raised here in Atlanta, and like their preferred soda is Coca-Cola. Like they don't drink nothing else but Coca-Cola. So and then if you even mention Pepsi around them, mind you, this is people that's grown up in Atlanta. They like I'm just like I just cough. You know how when someone cough without closing their mouth and they be like,
yeah,
like that's how they look at me if I say, hey, you want some Pepsi? They gonna be like, what? Like get back! Like don't you say that damn word around me. So I find that amazing that Pepsi is the main sponsor for Super Bowl 53, and they having it in a city that's considered Coca-Cola country. Like this is the city that birthed Coca-Cola, and I find that amazing. Like that's amazing. Like as I'm going downtown. You can go Centennial Park, like you seeing Pepsi, like flyers and stuff, and banners of Pepsi. Like that shit is, I mean, for me, it's amazing. But for like people who's like raised in Atlanta, they like they really act like they can't even look at it. Like they don't even want to like look at it. They just turn their head and like walk past until they pass that sign. Like it's so funny. It's amazing.
To me, a lot of this stuff is. It's indistinguishable from magic. Like Pepsi, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, just the fact that like if you look at it objectively, this is someone seeing a blue can of sugar water and having like an aggressive like fuck that, because it's like we're not talking about soda. We're talking about like when they see Pepsi, they're thinking to themselves like, you're saying that my home is meaningless. You know what I mean? Like they've translated it into something else.
Right.
That's why like these weird symbols are all around us, man. Like, and it's strange how we attach ourselves to it.
It's Mike. It's Mike.
Man, tell Mike to sit the fuck out.
Hey, but
fuck that motherfucker. What the fuck y'all talking?
Nah, dude, get the hell out of here, dude. I heard you talking trash about it was some movie you were talking shit about, man. What the hell was it? It wasn't Suspiria.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were definitely talking shit about some movie. Was it the Gaspar Noé movie, Climax?
Shit about that shit was good.
That probably means that I'm not gonna like it. Dude, Beezy, did you see Mother? For everyone listening to the show, we got the legendary MYKE C-TOWN on.
Yeah,
so you saw
Mike. I was waiting for him to come through this door. I know he was gonna pop through this door at some point.
I didn't know what y'all were doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mother, Beezy, you didn't like it, right?
It was okay.
Y'all crazy.
You didn't like? You didn't like it?
No, it was beautiful visually, but like the baby getting eaten, like it got so far. It went so deep, and it's like, come on, man.
What?
Why do I gotta see a baby getting eaten like some barbecue ribs, dude? What?
Only good.
They passed that baby around.
Lawrence and the guy
From
and he devours everything that's good. It made complete sense. Yo, punk asses didn't like it because you a punk ass.
I guess we're punk asses. No, it was cool. I didn't love it, but I didn't like hate it.
Okay, like now that I got both of you here, I did want to talk about.
Best movie though.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 'cause that's true. That's true.
Yo, did she really? I don't even remember. I think I was too busy like looking away from the damn screen. They were probably covered in blood and like vomit and shit. It's like, you want nudity? Well, you want to see blood too? What? No. Whoa, what the hell?
In the face.
Right, but I didn't mind the titties though.
Okay, so I'm gonna isolate that quote and send it to CNN. Because yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I didn't mind the tit. Us. What do you think? Trailer, prospect. Like, what do you think about this movie so far?
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Both of you guys. You're in the room, so.
Okay, go ahead.
What was the question?
What do you think?
Us. What do you think about Us?
Oh, I think it looks good. It didn't. The trailer didn't blow me away to the point where I'm like, oh my god. But the fact that I know it's Jordan Peele, it makes me think that I'm gonna like it.
I think he's the chosen one, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. In terms of like horror, specifically black horror, which I mean has not even. I mean, it's kind of been a genre, but like I think he's really he's gonna usher in some kind of a new era of Kubrick level, sort of Kubrick level cinema featuring black people. So like, just basically the same thing like I was saying with the Japanese stuff. It's like we like creepy, really high quality shit too, and I think he's gonna be the person where Coogler's not that person, but I think Peele is really gonna be able to produce really high quality films in that world.
Up to good.
Yeah, right.
Original stuff as well. I think.
You know what? I'll say this real quick, then I got a jet.
All right.
I think the good thing about Jordan Peele is if you gave that trailer to anybody else, or if you gave those concepts to anybody else, you would think that they were going to be trash. Mm-hmm. When the trailer for Get Out came out, I remember I was the only one saying that it was going to be great. And everyone was laughing at me because they were like, this looks stupid, looks like a joke. And it came out and it was incredible. Because those trailers look like really bad, like, hood movies.
No, they don't, dude. Get Out was a.
They do.
Looks
No, that was a good.
bad hood movie.
It looked like
Come on, yo.
two or some
Yes,
shit that was about to come out.
exactly.
Remember Tales the
Yes,
Hood?
it looks like it
It
would
like-
be funny but not good.
Yeah.
And then it comes out and you're like, oh shit,
Oh,
it's
shit.
actually deep. Same thing with this movie, and I think that's where Jordan Peele's genius lies. He knows how to make the hood very artistic
Yep.
and interesting.
Yep. And he gonna have us go to the movie 3-4 times to go see this shit.
Yep.
Because
All
we
right,
did that
I'm
we Get Out. All right, Mike.
Enjoy
All right, buddy. All right, dude.
Yeah. But I think us, to give you my opinion on that, yeah, I think when I saw that trailer, man, I was really in my mind, I kind of agree with you. I think Jordan Peele is about to be that next one. But as I was watching, I'm like, man, this dude about to do it again. Like,
I know. I'm excited, man.
yeah, it doesn't look that appealing like how Get Out was too, like what Mike was saying. But I was just like, man, I have a feeling I got him putting I Got Five on it is going to be a reason for that. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too. Because it was a lot of 2-page thesis on a freaking trailer. And I even tweeted this. I was like, you know, I'm kind of over it. But then I think when the movie actually comes out, I think I might stay off social media for like 2 weeks. Because if you think people writing trailers, writing dissertations on the trailer, when the movie comes out, man, it's gonna be a million think pieces everywhere. But I agree with you, man. I think Jordan Peele is like, he's gonna be that next one that's gonna always hit you with great original content, original story, original movies that's gonna make us think, and that's gonna be very entertaining, and like we're gonna appreciate it as just as a black audience. And man, that dude's gonna win. I think he's gonna end up winning. He's the one. He's gonna win multiple Oscars, man. I think just in another 10 or 15 years from now, when we talk about this, we're gonna be like, yeah, Dom, you called it. He's that one. He's the next chosen one, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And with I'm trying not to suck these award shows dick as much as I used to, and the tendency is to do that because it's just the system, right? But Black Panther making like a fucking $1 billion last year, it is setting a precedent of like, okay, you should have been respecting these dollars before, but now it's like, okay, now let's really have a conversation about this is a demographic that has money. You understand money? You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's start funding this shit then. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yes, and I mean, I'm glad they got that award. They got it at the, what's that, the SAG Awards today?
Yeah.
At that. So it makes you, I mean, I don't think they're going to win Best Picture, but like, if they win Best Picture at the Academies, like a movie like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, yeah.
I've never seen, not alone a movie win, but like a movie like nominated for Best Picture. Like, a Marvel superhero movie. Movies like that are never nominated for anything. You know, they might win some at the MTV Movie Awards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's never taken serious in that world. So just for them to be nominated as Best Picture, it shows you, like you said, you have to start putting some money behind this. Like, and then just look how much money it made. So it shows you how important we are and that's why I think Jordan Peele. It just goes back to Jordan Peele. Like, I think he's show us like, not only you can make these type of movies, I can also make these type of movies as well as too, and be creative and original. I love the fact that he's just showing so much originality. Like, that's what I love about Jordan Peele and these movies that he's been coming out with so far. And you know, he was a producer for Black Klansman.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like the producer for it, which I think, like, or the writer. I'm sorry, I think he was like the writer for it, which I think that's what Spike Lee needs to do at this point of his career.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm agreeing with you.
Spike Lee just needs to direct and then he don't need to direct, produce, and write a movie no more, because the last time he did that, we got the shithole called Chirac. And that movie.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
So I think at this point, Spike Lee needs to just direct, and he needs to work with whoever's like the best writers, best producers for that time, which he did with Jordan Peele. I'm glad he brought Jordan Peele on board for Black Klansman, because I think that movie would have been a lot worse if Spike Lee would have done all three things. If he
might have
hats, I think it would have been worse.
I think you're right. I think some people can do it. Some people can wear all hats, but I'm starting to recognize this now that I'm doing things like writing, directing, and producing, and sort of guiding teams and doing stuff. There's a difference between. And you see this with any big project, even albums that musicians deal with. When you have all creative control, sometimes it's like you can get caught in the weeds and go on tangents and explore things. And I heard that Chirac did this, where they were exploring tangents and like stuff that just didn't really fit the story. And like, so there wasn't. I would assume there wasn't someone being like, nah, we're cutting this. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit.
Right, and see, like I said, Spike Lee was wearing all the hats in that movie, so it was no one to tell him that. Like, I think, like I said, at this point of his career, I'm not saying like, of course, all his other movies from the '80s and early '90s were classics, but like, just now, I think Spike don't really got it no more in that writing and producing part. I think he just needs to stay. Of course, every Spike Lee movie's going to have classic floating. So I mean, he's going to
yeah
classic Spike stuff. I just think he needs to stick to directly and only, and I think he'd be all right. I think he'd still produce some good movies.
Nah, it's a different world right now, man. I just want to see. I want to start seeing more films from the Instagram generation, man. I want to see. I want to see what a 19-year-old Spike Lee is doing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see what's happening to these kids, because like the way they even perceive reality is different. It's like I'm imagining.
That's so true.
Imagine something like Crooklyn, but like through Instagram. Like, what does that look like? What does that world?
I think early Spike Lee, he made a movie called, which they ended up making a series for on Netflix, called She's Gotta Have It. You ever see Gotta Have It, the original movie?
I've not seen that. I haven't even seen the damn show.
His first, because he shot that movie in black and white. I mean, it came out in the '80s, but you would think like, why would you shoot in black and white? But like, that was his budget. Like I think the film and cameras he only could afford at that time was black and white, and he shot that way. But it was looking back, I'm like, okay, that was some type of amazement about it. But it was a young Spike Lee, and it makes me think with your comment you just said, what is a 19-year-old Spike Lee thinking? Like what? Gotta have it movie film moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's that 19, 20-year-old film, because I think Ryan Coogler, he's like 27, 26, so he's a little older than that.
Yeah, you know, Coogler to me is like, I'm gonna try to really. He's Chris Redfield. He's Captain America. He's sort of like Coogler's like he kicks the door down and he has a gun. And he's like, "Where's the problem?" You know, he's not Doctor Strange. He's not a mystic. He's not like Jordan Peele is the mystic. He's the he's the guy who's like, well, I want to sit here and think about like mental torture. And Coogler's like, nah, man, we're gonna have Michael B. Jordan looking all sweaty and punching people. It's gonna look good.
You know what I find so interesting about Jordan Peele too is the way he kind of like somewhat rebranded himself since, you know, working Ad TV. Then
dude.
Jordan Peele show, like him being that goofy sketch kind of guy, for him to go from there to like totally rebrand himself to this, as what me and you was calling him, the one. Like,
yeah, he's dark, and he's dark too.
It's dark.
Like,
so for him to go from that you know, the Jim Carrey-ish type of humor to this is like, and it's like we're almost forgetting that he did stuff like that. Like,
right.
Rebranding, like when you rebrand yourself to a point to where you forget, like, wait a minute, this dude was doing sketch comedy before, and like you're making movies called Get Out and movies like Us, and it's like, this dude is totally rebranding himself.
But the impact is so much more heavier than something like Keanu. You know, the impact of Get Out, it's digging really deep into something. And to your point, I remember him saying that like he's been a Kubrick fan forever. So like imagine like he's doing these sketches on Key and Peele, Improv Comedy, Mad TV, whatever. He's like, boom, okay, I filmed that. Goes home studying Kubrick films. So he's been both. We're just seeing that more. I'm not gonna. Maybe a more truer side of him right now. We're seeing something that's a lot more deeper, that takes a lot more layers and time to get to.
That's what I like about Get Out, and that's what I think I'm going to love about Us, is that, you know, his movies make you tap into stuff that like Alfred Hitchcock. I know you ever watch a lot of
Yeah. Hitchcock, yeah.
Like how his movie, like, you know how Hitchcock just make you think of just like something so small like birds. He makes it seem so terrifying. How you take something so simple of everyday life that we notice, birds, but it ends up turning out being something that we can be the most terrified of. Like, that's what I mean by like just mind bending stuff that Jordan Peele can be on. Like, he can be the Black Alfred Hitchcock of our time. Like,
right, but he's
right now we're witnessing it right now.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the pantheon. All right, you got Coogler, you got Peele, you got Barry Jenkins. You got to throw him in there.
Yeah. Barry
Jenkins is a shooter, man. That guy, Steve McQueen. I'll throw Steve McQueen in there.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that guy either.
Yep.
I want to say Ava DuVernay because I feel this obligation to be like, oh, throw a woman in there, throw a POC woman in there. But Ava DuVernay, I think, is a better nonfiction director, like The 13th. Like, I didn't see fucking what's it called, Wrinkle in Time, because I heard it was kind of shit. You remember Wrinkle in Time with Oprah and they had Mindy Kaling?
Yep. Yeah, it was. I was wishing greatness for that film, but it didn't turn out. It didn't turn out too good. I was hoping it was going to be good, but it didn't.
Do we have one black female director put in the pantheon right now? Because we got 4 dudes.
Man,
I feel like there's somebody we're missing. Maybe not. Maybe there's no.
I think she might be the only one. She might be the only one. What's the name? I forgot. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank for his name. The guy that did Sorry to Bother You. Why am I drawing a blank?
Boots Riley.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not putting him in there yet because
that's what I'm saying. Like, do you see someone like that kind of going there? You got to see more from him.
I gotta see more from him. Also, I made money from that movie, so I feel obligated not to say my opinions on that film. Dude, I'm like a corporate shill. I suddenly, it was a fun movie. There were some parts of it I would have, basically everything from the horse afterwards I would have sliced on the cutting room floor.
Wow.
I know Mike and I disagreed on. Remember the horse stuff?
Yeah, but like towards the end of the movie, like kind of the last.
Yeah. That's a separate movie to me. There are 2. Oh God, the horse stuff. I just could not.
You couldn't get with it.
I couldn't do it, man.
Claymation. You kind of understand.
Oh, yeah, dude. They had clay horses with their dicks out, man. Why they have CGI horses with their dicks out.
Because it was
Come on, dude.
the whole, workhorse. Like that's how
Oh my
that's how
fucking god.
capitalism. That's how they treat.
Oh, I will not.
Like the workhorse. I get it. I feel you.
The visuals are so. Ooh.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean
I was in there. Ugh, boy.
I can see why it can make some folks be like, it can turn some folks off a little bit.
Yeah.
But the meaning behind it was beautiful, though. I thought the meaning behind it was like, oh shit, yeah, that is true. Like, that's how I think they look at us as workhorses. Like literally, they look at us as animals anyway. So like, I kind of get the meaning behind it, but I understand why folks be like everyone I've known who didn't like it, they was like, man, that horse, like it was people I know that got up and left. Like,
I can see why they would. I mean, but
I get it. I get it.
You were in there rubbing your chin. I liked it. I think it's two movies, and I really like the first part of the movie. I like the first one. I like how I said I was going to talk any shit about this movie. Ultimately,
talking about it. Oh, real?
Yeah,
before I gotta ask you this before whenever.
All right, hit me.
Podcast is finished, but
all right, hit me.
We supposed to be getting It 2 coming out in September.
Of course, man.
So I'm waiting. I'm wondering when they gonna hit us with a trailer, man, because I've been dying to see this trailer for this, and I don't even know who's gonna be the actors that's playing the grown-ups. Do you know any of the actors?
Dude, I thought you knew. Yeah, we got Bill Hader is playing the funny kid.
Okay.
Amy Adams playing the redhead.
Okay. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be.
The fuck is his name from Glass? What's his name? Hedwig. He has a person in Split. Yeah, James McAvoy is playing.
Yeah. Okay, yep.
As one of them.
So, do you?
It's gonna be good.
You think this is gonna be even better than part one? Because the kids.
Yeah.
The kids was great. So remember, me and you was worried about this. Remember when we talked about it?
Yeah.
And we was like, man, we don't know if the adults gonna hold up the end like the kids did. But now knowing who we know that's gonna be acting, do you think you think they're gonna outdo the first one?
Look, man, you're talking professionals. Like I love those kids, but like you got some samurais coming up. Bill Hader, you can't.
Also, too, they're going to be doing flashbacks, so we're still going to be seeing the kids. Like they're going to be,
right?
Flashbacks of them and other areas of when they was growing up and stuff like that too. So I think that's dope that they're still going to incorporate the kids by having flashbacks. But I'm hearing Pennywise going to be even stronger.
wait, how'd you hear this? You signed on the Pennywise monthly magazine?
No, I
could see you signing. Who told you that?
Just
Pennywise is stronger, bro.
Reading some stuff, man. He's gonna be stronger. I think it was an interview I read from the director or either the producer that they were saying that they might make Pennywise even stronger than he was when he was with terrorizing the kids. So because they're adults now, so he has to be stronger because they're adults now. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Because in the original one, he was kind of still the same. Like of course you saw his final form, but like he was pretty much the same clown all the way throughout from their childhood to their adult years. So I wonder, is he gonna be more menacing? In this one, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I would love to see him get like really brutal and not as like clownish, but just kind of go to a different place. Like, for instance, like with Get Out, like the sunken place, like that. I remember like when I first saw that scene where she was like doing the tea in the cup. I honestly was in that theater feeling like I was sinking into my seat because I looked like Daniel Kaluuya. Don't laugh at me. I was like, yo, I'm staring at Daniel Kaluuya's face. I'm like, this dude looks just like me. What the fuck is happening? I don't feel good right now. So I just hope they get into some more, maybe less jump scares and more like some, I don't know. I want some more deep psychological stuff. Like I'm always a fan of, psychological, creepy type things. But to answer your previous question, I think the toughest thing is gonna be the fact that it's an ensemble cast. And Bill Hader, Amy Adams, James McAvoy, these are all great people, and they have done ensemble cast stuff. But this will be the first time when they're acting with each other. So I think one thing these kids did really well was like you felt this camaraderie, or almost like you felt like they were really friends. And it'll be interesting to see how the adults can play off that dynamic. I don't know if it's gonna be there or not, because sometimes you watch a movie where like, okay, obviously they're supposed to be friends because the script said so, but you don't feel it.
But you don't feel
when you're watching.
Yeah. So you worried about that probably on that aspect of the movie, possibly?
Yeah, I wanna feel like they've known each other for years, because that's the reality of their world,
Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know, man. I think they're gonna try to outdo that first one, because that first one was they did a good job. I didn't think those kids was gonna have that chemistry that they have in that movie. I really wasn't expecting that. I was just like, wow, the chemistry of the kids was amazing. That made the movie damn near for me, man, with the chemistry of the kids. And the fact that Pennywise wasn't that much of a disappointment. I was like, man, who's gonna hold it to Tim Curry, man? Like,
oh no, he's great. He outdid him like times 5. Yeah. Honestly, like with I don't know, that dude is just a shooter. Like he Skarsgård destroyed it, and I think he's gonna do it again. But I think we're in a weird place with horror, because I just can't get over this feeling of like, what else is there beyond jump scares? How do we scare ourselves? Like, what else is scary? You know what I mean? Like, I don't just want movies to default to like, oh, I stabbed you, or I'm gonna yell in your face. Like what else is there? It I think did a really good job. There was some weird shit, like the paintings that were moving, and like they had some really interesting scares in there. But I just want I want to see more innovative, scary shit. So back to Us, I mean, seeing your clone walk up to you with a pair of bloody scissors, like that kind of shit, like you chasing yourself.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy.
Oh, man.
All right, what other spooky shit we got coming up this year?
With big movies?
Yeah, in terms of spooky stuff.
Oh man, spooky stuff. Yeah, I don't think I know. Let me take a quick look real quick. But yeah, spooky stuff that's coming out. I mean, of course we got Us.
I feel like there's some kind of.
I think they're gonna make some more Annabelle movies.
They gotta stop.
Either be another Annabelle or another Conjuring. I think one of them two. They making another one of those movies this year. I think, I want something spooky too, man. Like, what's something that's gonna scare me that's coming out? Like, I want something that's gonna like freak me out, because I know, of course, all the action movies. There's a lot of big like blockbuster movies that's coming out, but not like nothing that's like, oh shit, that shit gonna be scary. But let me see. I don't know, man. That's right. Not as we just think about it. Not as I look up indie films. Maybe it might be some good creepy indie films.
Oh, those, you're right. You go to the A24, Annapurna, like those studios are doing really creepy shit.
Yeah.
Because they're more like, like The Witch, Hereditary. Did you see Hereditary?
Yeah, I saw Hereditary.
Man,
did you like that?
Yeah, I loved it. That's what I'm talking. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That was like, maybe if I was to list like my favorite movies of 2018, that was probably like my top 2. Like, I loved it.
Oh yes,
it was good as hell. Like, yeah, me and Mike was talking about it one time, like just off camera. Like, we was, we'd be at our shoots, just be talking, shooting shit. So me and Mike was talking about that shit, and we was telling Ken like, yo, Ken, you gotta see this damn movie. Yeah, that shit, yeah, Hereditary was one of my favorite movies of 2018. It was definitely one of my highlights of 2018. I loved it.
Have you seen Annihilation?
No, is that good?
It's really good, man. For the it's people are on the fence. I've seen this movie 3 times already.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you that I like Natalie Portman. The last 15 minutes of this movie, you will never forget. And I challenge our listeners right now. Watch your Annihilation, but I promise you, the last 15 minutes, you will be like, "What the fuck?"
For the 15 minutes, though, can you get?
I still love it, man.
Okay. Hey, it's another movie. I remember it was a guy, one of the buildings that I used to work at. I used to be real cool at. I still keep in touch with him. A Mexican guy. He's a Mexican. He's from Mexico, but he lives here. He was telling me about this movie called The Curse of La Lorna.
What?
The Curse of La Lorna. Lallorona. I cannot say that. Llorona.
And look up that trailer. That looks like a creepy movie. He was telling me like, because that's based off of an old folklore back in Mexico, and just always tell the kids, hey, if you hear an old lady crying, don't run to her, because that's like a demon or a devil or something like that. Like,
oh shit.
Yeah, that's what this movie is kind of like based off. It's based off of an old Mexican folklore. So
And he used to tell me about it before like the movie came out. So when he was like, Brandon, like,
oh,
and he said, look, and he went on YouTube, showed me a trailer. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, if you look it up, and they showed this little boy. He was like, he heard this old lady crying. He was, of course, as a young kid, you hear someone crying, you going to see who it is. And the old lady saw him, and she was, yeah, it looked like it's gonna be kind of creepy. So if you get a chance, look up. It comes out April of this year.
I mean, I'll check it out, and it's got James Wan producing. You know that dude from the what do you call it? Insidious, all those movies.
Yeah. So check out that trailer. If you talking about something creepy, I forgot about that one. But yeah, everything else is just all kid friendly stuff, action stuff. Like I'm gonna have to look up more indie stuff because I think that's where we're gonna get our creep level out of is if we look if we look up indie stuff. If we're looking up mainstream stuff, there's nothing really mainstream that's gonna really like. Oh man, but yeah, if I find, I'm gonna look up some indie stuff. If I find some stuff, I'll let you know, like to what to check out and what to look for. Cause yeah, I'm like you. I want to find some creepy stuff too, man. Like
yeah, and I think our brain cells have been kind of burnt out. We're at that age where it's like we've seen, like how many times can you just like spooky? Like I don't get nightmares from movies and stuff. Like it doesn't affect me that deeply.
Yeah, I just want something that's gonna be visually good. Story good, give me some originality. I'm happy. And some, of course, some good acting too. But yeah, I'm happy with that.
Dude, it's been a pleasure talking as usual.
Oh man, I always love it, man. I had to shake some stuff around for the schedule because I'm like, man, I can't miss this. I can't push this back.
Oh, I'm glad.
Man, like I had to make sure, like once your homie hit me, your producer that emailed me.
Yeah.
And once he emailed me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm down, I'm game. So. That's not ass. When I had forgot that I had my best friends coming in town for Super Bowl weekend. Oh man, can we push it to Tuesday? Because I know I can move some stuff around for Tuesday because all we do is Dead End Gaming and Dead End Sports. There's some of that stuff I can move around. So I was able to move it around for this. I made sure for real.
I'm glad. It's always a blast. As we're in this safe room with the grape sauce, was it grape cranberry?
Yep, grape cranberry, cranberry, ocean spray.
All right, last thing before we get your socials out. What is your heavy weapon? So I think Leon had like a
Leon has a Magnum which you can customize to a 50 caliber, which pretty much is like a one-hitter quitter, and he had a flamethrower.
Okay.
Claire, her big weapons was the grenade launcher. Grenade launcher, you can shoot.
Fuck people up. Yeah.
You shoot acid rounds or you can shoot flame rounds, and it would just obliterate anything. Like, I love it. Even the liquors. Like, that's the best gun to use for liquors. Do not use your handgun because them liquors would, like, run through that like it's nothing. But you pop out that grenade launcher, boop, boop, one little scoop, boom. It just tears them up, man. I love it, man. So, yes, grenade launcher and the Magnum. Those are the power guns to use for both characters. So
what would yours be?
I prefer the Magnum.
Okay.
It's pretty much with the Magnum, you have to be sharp. You have to be a sharpshooter. See, with the grenade launcher, you can just bam, and it just whatever's in that area is going to kind of like obliterate. But I like the Magnum because if you hit that enemy, especially boss fights, if you hit that boss fight in the purest weak point, it's going to make your fight a whole lot easier with that Magnum, man. That Magnum is damn near. It's a one-hitter quitter with regular enemies. It's about a three-hitter quitter with a boss. If you hit them in their exact weak points, that Magnum is no joke.
I love the idea of hitting a boss so hard. Like they see you pull out this huge gun, they're like, wait, what is that? Boom! They're like, oh shit! They take a knee. Fuck. I didn't see that one coming.
Because the tyrant, the Mr. X, the tyrant that follows you around Raccoon City Police Department. Like, I have my little 9mm, poop, and it just bounce off him. But if I pull out my Magnum and shoot him dead in the head, he would literally, like, do like this, and, like, he had been down on one knee for, like, 15 seconds. That gives you enough time to kind of, like, run away and so he won't keep chasing you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Magnum out. If I hit him dead in the head, he's going to get on one knee for a good 15 seconds. Like, that's how
knock that do-rag right off his head, dude.
Right off, man. I love it.
In my game, I want him to have a silver do-rag and some lugs. Some Timbs on.
Hey!
I will pay $15 extra.
Boots on. I mean, they're not.
he has some Timbs.
You wear boots, though.
So at some point he had to lace them up. You ever think about that shit? Like he has a hat on. Like he had to put on a coat, button it up.
I gotta send you. I'm gonna send you a picture of what he looks like. I'm gonna send you a picture of what Mr. X, the tyrant in Resident Evil 2, looks like. He chases you around the entire Raccoon Police Department. It's no time to breathe. Like you cannot be like, all right, cool, let me rest here so I can figure out this puzzle. It's like you got to make sure you get a good running head start from this guy.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, you make sure he's far back away so you can do whatever you need to do. Because if you wait too long and if you procrastinate, you're going to hear them thumping stuff. And that means he's coming.
Them Tims, man.
And I fucking love, you got to play Resident Evil 2. You have to play it. And I'm going to need to like, get back on here with you, and I want once you experience Resident Evil 2,
okay.
I want us to have a conversation about this game. And if it's any questions you want to ask me concerning Resident Evil, ask me. I'm your
yeah.
guy, okay?
Okay, I got you.
I know all the storylines. I know all the games. I'm telling you, I can tell you the game from like the back of my hand. I can tell you like I said, for Resident Evil 7, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I can tell you what's going to happen next. I can tell you who you're going to fight next. I can just tell you everything about that game, but I'm just going to let you enjoy it first, and then we can talk about it.
All right, awesome. Man. I got that on deck. Also, Nier Automata. You have convinced me to push through at least through the 2B storyline because I'm still struggling with that.
You got to play A2. You got to play with 9S, and you definitely got to play with A2 because you're going to love A2. All
right, cool. Please tell people where they can find you, whatever's coming up. We'll plug everything.
Okay. Yes, Twitter, Instagram, and is it's the same. Beezy430, BEEZY430 on Twitter, Instagram. You can also catch me on my Twitch channel at Twitch. I also follow you on Twitch too. I catch some.
Oh, thanks, man.
Twitch.tv /Beezy430, BEEZY430. I Twitch pretty much like once every other day. Right now I'm playing Resident Evil 2. I'm on the 4th scenario. It's 4 scenarios on the game in the main story on Resident Evil 2. That's how dope this game is. And I'm playing the 4th one. I'm playing Leon scenario 2. So y'all catch me on that. I'll probably stream that tomorrow. We stream a Dead End Gaming podcast every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. But since I'm doing this with my homie Dom, we're going to be streaming tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 p.m. And Dead End Sports, we upload those every Thursday. Dead End Hip Hop, of course. Y'all know me on Dead End Hip Hop, YouTube.com /Dead End Hip Hop. Is the MYKE C-TOWN podcast? Me on that. Like, I'm everywhere, man. But like I said, everything is Beezy430 across the board, man. Y'all can find me on all that stuff.
Dude, Beezy, it's always a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming through, dude.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's like what I'm like my 5th time talking to you, 5th or 6th time on this.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be more and more every time with the grape juice.
Just let me know. All you gotta do is just give me the word, man. I'm gonna make sure my schedule is clear. I'm gonna try to clear out whatever I can to be on this because I love chatting it up with you, man. I love and you had a great time when you came down here too, man. When you came to
absolutely
love it. So I'm always a fan of this, man. I always follow your stuff.
All right, thank you, dude. Thank you as usual. Oh, that's the official ending.
Okay, cool.
I'll get into some questions now. If you guys have any questions for me, ask@domravron.com. Ask@domravron.com. Ask me shit, man. Funny stuff, sad stuff, smart stuff, dumb stuff. I want all the questions. I want all the smoke. You understand? Got a question from Nate Black on Instagram. R. Kelly, should the art... Yeah, God, you can't write, dude. I'm sorry. Should the art of a person be separated to who the person is? I flip-flop on this because I still bump Kanye. It just came out. I thought I could stay away because of his comments. I thought I could, but I don't know. I keep getting pulled back in. I listen to Ghost Town and I'm like, I put my dick on the stove. You know what I mean? Like, damn. And I just, should it be separated? I think there are unforgivable sins. I don't know that he's reached that for me yet. I don't know. But there are unforgivable sins. And when that happens, my final statement on this, I believe that in this country, it's everyone's duty, it's everyone's responsibility to have an honest and open conversation with themselves in terms of what they seek out of art, what they expect from an artist, and what they are willing to give or take to art. I'm not going to be the person. I will never be the person who's like, you know what that person did, you know what they said on Twitter. I'm not gonna judge. It's not like I'm not the judger. Judger? That's not a word, is it?
Judger? I don't think so.
Judger Dread.
His son.
Yeah. Little baby with a little mouth wrinkled up. Fuck you, man. I'm not gonna judge anybody for that. Because I mean, I think I can't promise you that if I'm in the club and I hear "I Believe I Can Fly," that I'm not gonna cry and start crawling around the floor like a damn earthworm. That's what you do at a club, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Every time. Go to the Worm Club.
The Worm Club?
It's just everyone on the floor. Listen to R. Kelly. It's just "I Believe I Can Fly" that plays on a loop.
We're gonna have problematic record labels. I mean record labels where it's like you get like guys like Amir, R. Kelly, Louis C.K. It's gonna be like that, where it's gonna be like, hey, you know, like almost like Death Row Records in the '90s. Like, man, you got canceled. Come to us, dog. Yeah, we'll get the money straight from the consumer, and they'll make money.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you see that R. Kelly's like listens on Spotify shot up like a mother, like crazy.
Because it's just that name is in the back of your head, and you're just like, I believe I can. I think about it like I'm a valet. Yeah, dude, you're in the in the shower because it's just that name. When you see someone's name, it's like you just. It's like it's in your cerebellum, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and like Louis C.K.'s leaked set has like millions and millions and millions of views now, and it's just like,
right,
fuck, dude.
Like I said in a different podcast, that's steam.
Yeah,
it's steam. It's just coming out of the earth now, and there are going to be prospectors. Mark my words, who are going to be like, yeah, we can drill that. Let's drill.
Oh, yeah, for
They're
sure.
They're going to drill. Mm-hmm. Watch, it's going to happen. So. Short answer, I will not judge you for that, but I think everyone should make that distinction for themselves. Don't let anyone fucking shit on you and be like, everyone can decide. I think we're like, don't, one way or the other, I think you should have a conversation with your friends and family about it. You come out to your family like, I don't know if I should listen to R. Kelly or not. Your dad's like, boy, you don't lost your fucking mind? The fuck? Talking to me about some damn R. Kelly. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to play World of Warcraft here. Talking about some damn R. Kelly. Fuck. Your dad, fucking level 70 wizard. Fuck out of here. I care about you. Come on, Dad, please. I just want to know if I should listen to R. Kelly or not. Oh, fuck off, man. I'm trying to do this raid. Your dad has like blue spiked hair.
It's like 4 a.m.
Dad, please, I need guidance, man. Yeah, start it. Fuck out of here, man. Alright. Shout out to my new character, World of Warcraft Dad.
This is a story for another time, but my dad and I actually played World of Warcraft together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your dad was supportive.
He was into it like more than I was, though.
What do you mean?
He was the one who got the game initially. It was his guild. Like, okay, this is a story for another time.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Dude, that is.
I know. Like, I didn't realize
That's
how
unusual.
how weird it is. Yeah. And we used to do like 2v2 PvP. Like, we were in like the same like arena group, and we would go up against people. It's kind of strange. Yeah. I never really thought about it until I got older, but it's like, it's different. It's different. Yeah.
Because he was in your realm. Mm-hmm. He wasn't like over here at the classic dad with a coffee cup. What's wrong with that boy? Trying to get him to do football. Try to tell him to go out and find some pussy. And look at him on a damn World of Warcraft.
He's just like, oh, I see you got a new epic dagger.
What is that? Ew.
Like epic, like there's like different classifications.
I know what it is, but the way you said
the voice that he doesn't sound like that at all.
Don't lie, man. Your dad.
Look at that! Look at the nice gems on this tome. It's a nice gemmed tome, level 32. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to sleep. I gotta go to school tomorrow.
I want you to look at this tome first.
We'll work out that. Okay. You get grounded. Did he take World of Warcraft away from you when you got grounded?
No, to be honest. Yeah.
Dog, what?
That was my life in like when I was younger. That was my life.
It'll ruin his life. He turns into Liam Neeson all of a sudden. You can't take that away from him. Ivory Life on email asks. He has two questions for me. Normal question: what audiobooks do you recommend? David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. Charlemagne the God. Black Privilege. Also, Shook One, Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me. Really great book about mental health and anxiety, specifically in the Black community, because I mean it's got to be talked about more, specifically in the Black community. We got to be more open about that shit. Friday Black, Friday Black. What else? I'm scrolling through my favorite audiobooks because I have an Audible.com subscription. I'm on Audible.com. Look at ASMR. What else do I have here that I like? Kindred by Octavia Butler. Very short, very beautiful. Nosferatu by Joe Hill. NOS4A2. Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. I can keep going, but these are all good. Any book by Stephen King, really. Any fucking book. I read Kate Mulgrew's memoir because I love her voice so much. You know Kate Mulgrew?
No, I'm not familiar.
She played Red in what do you call it? Orange is the New Black.
Oh yeah. She's great.
And she also played Captain Janeway.
Dude, that's what I know her from. Yeah.
Who's like she's like that's like my first Captain. Like I knew Picard, but I didn't really know. Like that was like when I was growing up. It was like the first Star Trek where it's like I understood a little bit what was happening.
Yeah, dude, Voyager's really good. I'm
gonna play a snippet of Kate Mulgrew's voice. We might cut this out and post. I don't care. I like it. Kate Mulgrew's voice, love it. I don't know. It's just there's something about like I think I'm a connoisseur of voices. Like I'm a connoisseur of voices. I'm very in tune to that sort of thing. But it's just like her voice has a very particular quality to it. I'm kind of obsessed. You guys can't tell. Anyway, so the next question. Question from Jaden. Yo, Dom, it's Jaden. What do you think of the term content as a way to describe what a lot of internet artists produce? I seem to use it a lot lately, and I see other creators, including you, using it. So I was wondering what your thoughts are. Thanks for the great podcast. Love to the Downhill Media gang. Oh. Jaden. Content. We're in a content world. We're in a content-aware world. This is content world, man. Internet 1.0 was just like, welcome to my web page. Little gifs, That was the little baby gift, and it's like my web page, and it was like, I would say it was like, what blew the lid off it? I don't know. It's like when YouTube started, like 06. When we started having template worlds for like GeoCities, MySpace, places where like, oh, you go in and you make your page under our umbrella. That's when shit. And when Google, like, come on, that's when shit. What Internet 2.0? I think social media and content world is. I think social media is it before content world. I think it's kind of the same. 3.0 to me is content. It's
like MySpace and everything.
Yeah. That's the steam, man. That's like the steam that is running culture, politics, religion. It's all dialed into content. To answer your question more directly, what my thoughts are. Okay, you're being general, so I'll go general with it. My thoughts on content is that it really is everything, but it will consume or destroy you. Consume or destroy you. Those are the same thing. It'll either destroy you or kill you, man. It'll either beat you up or beat you down. You feel me? What? It'll either shoot you or pierce you. Huh? Huh? Can we get that? Huh? 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 All right. And then he made himself into a soundboard, and then that's when Dom went nuts. That's when he lost his shit permanently. Content. It is the steam, but it's also I guess what I'm trying to say is like it'll make or break you. Because like I say all the time, I mean like you cannot compete creatively or on any other realm and in a relevant way if you're not dealing with content. If you're not actually in the game. And this is content right now. This is like you're producing something that is consumed online, and that's how I consider content. And creative people are the makers of content. It's not the suits, it's creative people. And that's why we're shifting back to this thing where like creatives, producers, graphic designers, like we're figuring out how to get the money for ourselves. Because I mean, for a long time, producers and the gatekeepers were using the steam of creatives and just taking it for themselves.
Yeah, and just to change those things into like just to take them away from the creator's vision too, you know.
Mm-hmm. It would just take the whole thing. And look at Prince turning his name into a fucking symbol.
Yeah.
But now we have power with content where it's like, you got your fucking phone, man. Tell everybody, just this is all you fucking need to make anything you want. If it's good, people are gonna find it. But the problem is that the way I see content production and consumption is it's like you played Metroid Prime down home the
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember you gotta Samus always has to put on different suits to get to different zones. And this trope is also in Zelda, Dead Space, any video game. But like to me, going into the internet is like you're going into lava world. You're like, but it's like a comfortable lava planet where you're like that shit is eating at your health. Every time you go on Twitter, you gotta put on a suit of armor to go in there because like you're gonna get sucked in. It's really good at sucking you in. That shit is like oh, this conservative pundit said what?
And then you go into that like zone, you know what I mean? You go deeper into it, yeah.
And you got sucked in. It just grabbed you by the leg and it's yanking you down.
And you're like, what did this person say in reaction to it? And what did this person say in reaction to it?
People are mad now? What are they mad about? I can't believe they're mad about this shit. Can you believe they're mad about this shit? Oh, man. Pikachu? Oh, black person got shot? Oh, my God. What's weird? Oh, man. This is happening 12 hours later. Like, what did I do? I wanted to get shit done. And you didn't because you had the armor on. So anyway, that's all content. But it's like you walk in there and it's just, you're swimming through it. But we need to be in there to access other people. And like, for instance, I can't post on Twitter without briefly going on Twitter. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm when I'm at my best, which is not all the time, is like, I think of myself putting the armor on, I got a sword, I go in there, and I have a thing in my hand. It's like a lantern, which is the content I'm trying to put out there. And I walk in, and I light it, and I just light the thing. I just put the thing out there on my page, and I just back away slowly. And all the demons and all the content around me are like, okay, I'm just going to walk out. I'm just going to leave.
That's the best way to do it, because it's just it's just depressing a lot of the time. And I know that sometimes it's important to confront that stuff, but it's just, it really brings you down to be like, there was a point where like a couple years ago where I followed things like politically like way closer, and I can't do it. Like I know sometimes that's important to be like engaged, but I just like there comes a point where it just takes a toll on you, and it's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to go on Twitter and just not get sucked into like,
because I mean politics is also entertainment, and especially with Trump, like that's what it's turned into. It's a fucking it's all content. It's like he makes memes.
Yeah.
And this is
like the fast food thing. Like so many people were have you seen that?
No.
So Trump did like a White House dinner, and it's like all catered by McDonald's.
It's so fucking funny. I'm sorry, that is hilarious.
And it is, and he knows that people are going to share it and talk about it.
I know.
He knows.
It's steam.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, he understands the steam, and that's the opponent.
Yeah, and that's how, I mean, that's literally how he won. I mean, he says something that's ridiculous and then backtracks on it, and then all the media outlets
Can you
pick it up.
believe? And then you're talking about it. We're talking
Yeah.
about it right now.
Yep.
But it's like, but it's content, and you're right. He knows that we're all kind of like guppies or sharks, or whatever, feeding on it,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in it too. I don't know how smart he is in terms of being strategic about it. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like.
I think it's like instinctive, to be honest. I think it's
It's
more of like a
crazy.
primal thing that he just can access.
It's
He
nuts.
just knows how to do it. He knows how to like create that controversy and like keep it going.
But it's like the tendency, especially with liberal people, is that I cannot believe. You
Yeah.
share it with your friends.
Mhm.
You suck them into it. They suck their friends into it. You all start getting angry. You see energy inside. And where's it going?
Yeah.
Is that hitting retweet? Is that what I mean? Like, look, motherfuckers aren't even voting that much, man.
No.
Like when it comes down to actually doing something. So I don't know. With content world, I think we really got to be careful, and we have to determine, like I said with the R. Kelly thing, you got to determine how much of this punishment you're going to take.
Mhm.
Because I think a lot of content is framed in a way that's like, who doesn't want to hear a story? Who doesn't want to be entertained and have just stories and funny things just pumped into their heads? Who doesn't want that? But it's like, I don't know, we're at a point now where like they figured out how to also there's like direct feedback now. So like they're going to game our emotions, and they've done it. And then like Facebook has done it, where it's like they'll show you darker posts if you're a darker person, or like they've been playing with us.
Yeah, which is terrifying, but also doesn't surprise me. You know, once you get that power, like once certain people get that power, they know that they want to use it. And I don't know, it surprises so many people that Facebook's like been mining our data and using that. But it's like, I mean, it's a free service, so you're paying in some way. You know what I mean? Like nothing is ever free. You're always paying.
Even
You know
that's
what I
like your comfort and your ability to not be on the internet, because they have your attention.
Yeah.
They can sell you shit.
Mm-hmm.
Selling you shit has always been their goal. So like, you arm yourself with what they don't want is a person who can turn their phone off. They cannot find you if you have your phone off. They can't get to you. They might be able to with a billboard or something, but I mean, everything is internet based now. So it's like, if you turn your phone off, you're invisible to them.
I was thinking the other day, and I've actually had this thought like quite a bit. Like, wouldn't it be great if there was an app that just bricked my phone for like a couple hours, and then I was like, "That's me, and I need to do that myself." You know what I mean? Like
that app. What if there was some
what if there's an app that let me? And I'm like, dude, no, just fucking turn it off. Like, just stop. Just.
Have you heard of this new app called Turn It Off?
Well, where can I get it?
I guarantee if like we made something like that, people would be into it though.
It exists. They have things that'll turn your. I mean, I've been looking into like porn blockers and stuff, like things that'll just block that shit from my phone. I don't know how that shit works, but like app blockers and all that stuff. I have been looking for that, but you're right. It is a thing of like, oh, so I'm going to tell the computer to tell me not to use the computer.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing. It's like, man, I need to just. I need to try to develop that self-control myself, but it's just, it's difficult.
Turn your phone off app. All right, I'll do a challenge if you guys do it. We'll see if Downhill Media is into it. How about we challenge ourselves to, at some point in the future, do a day without our phone. A day. I don't know when it's going to happen, but are you down? Are you down with it? And then
I'll
talk about our time.
Definitely. No, I'll do it. Absolutely.
Okay, and we'll see how many people. Let us know in the comments how many of you are actually interested in it, and then we'll set a day. We'll set the turn your phone off day.
Let's make it a weekend though. Let's make it like a Saturday or something.
Hey, why?
It depends because of my work. Because of my work, if I'm like on a shoot or something, I might need to check Slack. Maybe I can just only have Slack or something. I don't know.
Okay. So it's got to be a Saturday or Sunday. Whew, this will be interesting. Oh,
I'm down though. Like I'll do it. Like if it's.
No phone day. Okay, so let us know in the comments how many of you are interested in it, and then we'll get back around to this. This intrigues me. All right, you guys. We want to thank you again for listening. It's been a very excellent show. If you have questions, ask at
Huh?
and patreon.com/valet. Don't forget, we are sponsored by your payments. The blood of this podcast runs on your payments. Patrons. If you go on patreon.com/valet, you will see what you get.